Hello, once again, I'm your host, Doc Rotten, and this is the Gruesome Guide to Horror Movies for January 2021. Happy New Year! New Year's here. Back with me again are the scariest, goriest, bloody co-host on the net, which means podcasting rock star and international cosplay queen, Vanessa. How you doing?
Scariest, bloodiest, that's me. Doc, can you believe it? What has it been? 9 months since we've done a gruesome guide.
Yeah, we started off great last year, and then
so excited.
We did March, and March was looking great. And then what happened? What happened? All right,
so what happened.
We're back this year. We're going to do this again, and we have 10 movies. 10 movies coming out in January. Most of them are VOD. There are a couple. 2 of them are going to be in theaters. As we are still ramping back up to theaters being open. Some of them are getting shuttered. Other ones are, at 40%. Some are at 50%. Depends on where you are. But you still have availability. And of course, bless you. Warner Brothers, of course, is doing something incredibly wacky this year.
Yeah.
It started with Wonder Woman on Christmas Day, where they're going to do day and date with HBOMax. And we have one of those films this month as well. So let's, I think we should just dive into this, shouldn't we?
Let's do it.
All right. So we're going to start off with the first release of 2021. This is Shadow in the Cloud. It is available in theaters, on demand, digital, January 1st, 2021. Now, the great thing about this is we've already covered it. We covered this. We covered it on episode 420, which we loved, of H&R. And it was our first review of 2021. And it is a smashing success, if I say so. I gave it 5 stars. It is the film to beat in one day in.
Yeah.
Thank you, 2021.
This is the movie we needed to kick the door open to this year. I feel like, this is a badass movie.
It stars Chloë Moretz, as you can see in the poster, and it directed by Roseanne. It is basically a WW2 movie, but it takes that those the gremlins, right? That were on the wings of the plane or in the plane, and kind of takes a spin on that. It does a lot of things, but one thing it does is it proves that Chloë Grace Moretz is a great action star and ass kicker.
I don't know if you've seen the trailer for the new Tom and Jerry movie.
Well,
she's the reason I would watch it. Let me put it that way.
She's the only reason I watch it.
She might be the only reason, but she just dominated this movie. I just love her so much, and I love that we've gotten to see her like grow up, especially in a lot of genre stuff. And this movie is just so badass, and they really pay homage to the women of that time period who served in those roles in World War II. And they just combine it with a creature feature and a badass, like she's basically a McClane character, right?
Yeah,
and I love it.
A little bit of Ripley. Basically this came out of nowhere. We really weren't prepared for this, and what a great surprise. Yeah, every mission has its demons for certain.
Go back and watch our review.
It's fun. I'll have a link down below. We'll actually have a link down below for all the official trailers. And so check those out. But the first one up, of course, is Shadow in the Cloud. Look for that now. Coming tomorrow, as we're recording this, is 30 Coins. Tell us about this, Vanessa.
Coins coming on HBOMax on the 4th. Or as it's really called, 30 Monedas.
Nice.
This is a Spanish film. Okay, before I get into it too much, let me tell you about it. Synopsis is: an exiled priest tries to escape his demons while living in a remote village in Spain. Directed by Álex de la Iglesia and starring, this one's going to be hard for me, Guerricaechevarría, and also written by him and also written by Álex de la Iglesia. And the cast includes Eduard Fernández, Megan Montaner, and Miguel Ángel Silvestre. I haven't used my Spanish in a long time.
Wow, that was beautiful.
Well, I don't know if you've been following us for a while, if you know anything about my relationship with religious films, especially Catholic films. This looks so awesome. The cinematography is dark and dirty and gringy, and it's talking about collecting the 30 coins that were given to the men who were selling off parts of Jesus's clothes and raiments, right?
Right.
So they're trying to collect it, which will give them some sort of, ultimate power. And I'm fascinated by the idea. I love that it's a Latino film. I love that it's coming to HBO as an HBOMax original. That's really cool to see. What did you think when you saw this? I know you're into the whole religious.
Oh well,
yeah.
And I love foreign films. I love seeing different perspectives on horror and stuff. This is actually a series, and we get the first 2 episodes on the 4th. And I am really excited about this, and I know that Christopher G. Moore is too, because he said we're covering this, and I said okay. So that is going to be our next episode of H&R, is going to be covering the first 2 episodes of this. So look forward to that coming your way. But I am really excited for this because the trailer, which the links are down below, just shows some really cool monsters and looks absolutely fantastic.
Really cool. And the priest, he seems like such a badass. He says at one point, the difference isn't good and evil, it's like good and fear or something like that. And he's like, I will not fear. I'm like, yeah.
Yep, so look for that starting January 4th. All right, up next, there is No Way Out. Butchers is coming January 12th in theaters and VOD. This is from director Adrian Langley. The cast includes Simon Phillips, Michael Swatton, Julie Mainville, and many more. James Hicks, I like that name. It's about a family of sadistic, I should say, butchers that dug into the backcountry, and from the deep freeze of winter to the dog days of summer, anyone who crossed their paths is dead meat.
Dead meat.
Yes. So that's kind of a cross between Texas Chainsaw Massacre and Wrong Turn and any other Appalachian.
Oh, what's not Josh, Chris's favorite? Motel Hell.
Motel Hell. A little bit of that too, maybe. So this one looks. We were talking before the show, and you're not necessarily a fan of this kind of film where they, this particular brutal film. But there are a lot of you out there that do enjoy these films, and this one, if you do like this one looks like it's lining up to be quite a tense, white knuckle film as these group of kids try to escape the butchers.
Your classic torture slasher scenario. Not something I want to be a part of ever. And I'm just going to be screaming at these dumb teenagers the whole time, and I'll be sweating, and my palms will be sweaty. It's just not a good time for me, guys.
No, but it looks great. The cinematography looks good. The cast looks great. So it'll be interesting to see.
It really feels a lot like the 70s Chainsaw Massacre. It has that look, that kind of vibe to it. So I think for the genre fans out there that lean more towards that, you're really going to like it.
All right. Up next is Bloody Hell. One hell of a fairy tale, coming January 14th. This one's and it says to drive-ins and on demand. Are drive-ins open?
I think so.
Okay. This time of year? I guess they are.
Well, I think they are because of 2020, but not normally.
This is directed by Alistair Grierson. The cast includes Ben O'Toole, Meg Fraser, Carolyn Craig, and Matthew Sutherland, among others. It says it follows a man of mysterious past who flees the country to escape his own personal hell, only to arrive somewhere much, much worse. In an effort to survive this new horror, he turns to his personal conscience. Together, they must race against time to free themselves from a twisted family hiding. What I like about this is that he talks to himself, and they represent that by having like this wicked, evil version of himself kind of floating around that takes over him sometimes. And I like the idea they call it a hell of a fairy tale. And, the trailer has this great surprise about a little past midway where he grabs him by the mouth and sneaks around the corner when he's already captured by the grip. And I am fascinated by this. Absolutely fascinated. What do you think?
I don't know what to think. There's a lot going on in this trailer. I want to know what you guys think, because when I watch this, it's all over the place, and it seems like there's a lot of stories going on. And I do really like that well, first of all, it says what his mysterious past. So that's where this alternate version of him has to be coming from, right? So what is this mysterious past? Because all they're showing us so far is he's kind of douchey, right? So I want to know what the redeeming quality is, or why he's in the situation he is. And I don't know. There's a lot to this movie that makes me want to watch it, because the trailer doesn't tell me anything.
It does. Now, one quick thing before we move on, that Ben O'Toole, we saw him a year or so back in Necotronic, and we really
yeah,
and looking forward to see what he does here. All right, up next. Wow, we're 10 minutes in. We've only got through 4 of a film, so let's see where we're going. Yeah, let's do it. Hunted. Available on Shudder, January 14th. What's
yes, 2 days before my birthday. It's like a birthday gift to me. Birthday. All right, synopsis goes: a modern and radical take on the Little Red Riding Hood fable. Hunted is an exhilarating, transcendent, and frequently brutal survival tale that elevates itself with the power of myth and magic, while still holding an exacting mirror to present-day society. So I didn't read the synopsis before I watched it, so I didn't pick up on the Little Red Riding Hood vibes. Yeah. That aside, though, did not mean I didn't like what I was seeing. It is a really interesting female survival movie. And now that I know that they're framing it around the Little Red Riding Hood tale, I'm more interested to see it and see how they kind of interject those parts into it. But it looks brutal at times. They really beat the crap out of her. She's fighting for her life. And then suddenly she gets these magical animal talking powers. She's like, what's the guy from the 80s that was like Beastmaster? She becomes her own Beastmaster and uses these animals to help protect her. And I really liked that. And towards the end of the trailer, she's got like this blue paint across her face. And I want to know what that's about. And I don't know. This one just looks really fun. And I actually am more excited and more interested knowing that it's coming from, a fairy tale perspective.
Yeah, I really like it when they start bringing in, the animal speak, right? When she starts talking to them, they start coming in and doing some evil Cinderella stuff on these guys. The idea, okay, so Shudder actually absolutely slayed 2020 with their offerings. They gave
lots
us
of
great films, and this is their first film offering. They have a couple TV shows that they're offering before this, but this is their first film offering, and I'm excited to see it. I can't wait to see it. Only the savage survive. So I look forward to it. Check out the trailer below. All right, next up is 10 Minutes to Midnight. Now, this is a wonderful film. We reviewed this last year on Gruesome Magazine. It's available January 19th, 2021 from 1091 Pictures. It stars Caroline Williams in one of her best roles ever. She is absolutely fantastic in this film. And she's basically returns to being a DJ. Now, we know we like her as a DJ, and she's a DJ here, but something is not quite right when we catch up with her in this film. And as the closer it gets to midnight, the more crazy things become. This is from director Eric Bloomquist, and it was written by Eric and his brother Carson. Now, you and I interviewed Eric a few years back.
We did
for a previous film, and we absolutely loved it. And it also had Nicholas Tucci in it and Adam Wepler in that film. They're both
Long Lost. Long Lost was the name of that film.
Yes.
That we saw at the Carolina Theater here in Durham.
Yes. And this is his follow-up film, and I like this guy. This guy is very talented. The film has a lot of energy, humor, scares, gore. It's you're going to love this film. I highly recommend it.
Nice. Looks like it has an 80s kind of vibe to it.
It does.
Yeah.
It's
I like that.
Really good. So look for that on January 19th and let us know what you think. All right. Up next is one that I think a lot of people have been looking forward to, and that's Psycho Gorman, coming January 22nd, theaters on demand, digital HD. Little Girl, Big Psycho. All right. This one is absolutely zany. It is the craziest thing. I'm not going to read the synopsis. The synopsis is incredibly long, but basically you see the alien there on the poster. He lands on Earth. but there's a little rock that controls them. You see the teenage girl there. She's got the rock. Well, it's not a rock, but you get the idea. And basically, she's in control, and crazy things happen.
Crazy creatures appear.
Oh my gosh! The trailer for this makes it look absolutely bonkers. I can't wait to see it. It's one of my more anticipated films for January.
Oh yeah, this just looks like silly, fun throwback to those 80s, 90s kids films, Monster Squad, probably with a more adult take now that we're in 2021. But you see that little brain guy on there?
Oh, yes!
In the movie, Psycho Gorman himself, who completely hates being controlled and still tells everyone he's going to suck all the blood out of their body as they're telling him to go take out the trash. I mean, it's just so silly and fun. And I really am looking forward to something that just it's not going to carry all the weight of the world on it.
Yes. And entertain us along
the
way. Might even gross us out from time to time. All right, here's a film nobody expected. Wrong Turn. This land is their land. This is coming one night only, January 26, 2021 to theaters. It'll be on VOD and all the digital and all the other stuff shortly after. Mm-hmm. This is from director Mike P. Nelson. The writer is Alan B. McElroy, who did the other Wrong Turn films. Cast includes Matthew Modine, Charlotte Vega, and Emma Dumont. And we're back on the Appalachian Trail. They're confronted by these group of friends hiking are confronted by the Foundation, which is a community of people that have lived in the mountains for hundreds of years. Now, this seems to me to be less the inbred kind of, creatures that were in the previous films, given the poster, and maybe a little bit more supernatural, witchy poo, ancient creatures kind of thing. I'm not really certain. It's probably all going to be something entirely different. But there was something special about the trailer in this one that surprised you. What was that?
Oh, sorry. My dogs have an opinion, I guess. 1 minute.
Why? Okay. Well, why is she out taking care of the dogs?
Sorry. That's what happens when you record alone at home.
Oh, well. All right.
Well, on the picture there, you see he looks a little Wendigo-ish.
Yes.
Right. So I'm thinking maybe they're going to lean more into the mixing of the two, or maybe the inbred having come from some old magic traditions that they have. Right.
Mm-hmm. Now, did you say you recognize one of the locations?
Oh yeah. So at the beginning of the trailer, they're at a waterfall. Very briefly, I'm pretty sure I've been there because it's supposedly in North Carolina, right? So movies like this that strike a little close to home always freak me out a little bit more. I'm interested to see how they're going to reboot this franchise, though. What direction they're going to take it in. We saw a few of the little creatures, I guess we're gonna say. We don't know what they are.
We'll call them creatures for now.
Yeah, it looks fun. I mean, I like what we're seeing on the cover here, or on the photo here.
Yeah, it's a film I didn't know we wanted, but I kind of jazzed to see it. So we'll see what January 26th offers this year. All right, up next, the Queen of Black Magic arrives on Shudder January.
I love this poster.
Yeah. This is an Indonesian horror film from Kimo Stamboil and writer Joko Anwar. Now, they are responsible for some really excellent, gory, chaotic horror films and action films over the past few years, including, but not limited to, satanic.
Satan Slaves.
Satan Slaves, which was a remake. This is also, if I understand correctly, a remake. The trailer for this makes it look absolutely fantastic. It's got all kinds of, even centipedes. Now, I don't know if you've ever seen like the classic centipede horror films from the 70s, but to see centipedes come back and they're creepy. They kind of scare me more than the
that skull.
But I am dying to see this movie.
Oh yeah, this looks really good, and I think you guys did Impetigore, and I know I was on Satan Slaves. Yes. You should definitely check those out and check the reviews out, because what they do in these films with such small budgets, and the homages that they're paying to these great like horror staples is just fantastic. And the horror that they're creating, just watch the trailer for this because it's intense and creepy, and it looks like it's going to have a bit of that horror comedy in it at points, which, you know, we all love. And I don't know, I'm super into especially like horror that comes out of this part of the world, because they have such a different take on it, and they really go all the way.
They're like Sam Raimi might be from there. It seems like, but the director Kimo Istanbul is a director that we like as well. He is part of the Mo Brothers from back in the early 2000s. Did Macabre, which we covered here on H&R back in the day, and Headshot, which is, I think it's still on Netflix, which is a really insane action film. This is going to be one I'm looking forward to for certain. All right, last up is the film we were talking about heading to HBO Max day and date. Now this is high profile film, right? And has quite the cast and quite the story. A little bit more on the thriller side, but definitely worth including on H&R. Tell us about it.
Absolutely. Well, it's coming from John Lee Hancock. And as you see on the picture here, Denzel Washington, Rami Malek, and Jared Leto follows these a detective and an officer in two different places in their life, and they're trying to find this serial killer. The trailer alludes to maybe it being Jared Leto, but we don't really know. I think the whole world is into true crime at the moment, and this really hits that nerve. And with the kind of talent that's in it, and the subject matter that they're discussing, the trailer is just so striking when you watch it that it just really pulls you in. And I know it's not the big flash and gore that we're used to in the genre stuff, but this seems so subdued and subtle. Like, you're still going to have horror, but in a different kind of feel. And it seems a little bit more like on the Joker side when you're thinking of genre, right?
A little irony there with Jared.
I guess so, right?
Yeah. I was thinking Silence of the Lambs, but yeah, or even Seven. It's going definitely into the darker side of humanity, which we always include on the fringes of horror, because we were all that way. We were all that way. All right,
up here.
Yeah. Well, what are the scariest things in the world? It's actually humans. All right. There you go. 10 movies available in January. And that's after we trimmed down probably 10 more.
I can't believe it. I'm so happy and excited, y'all. Like, it's just so many good things for 2021. Knock on all the wood.
Yes. All right. As we wrap up, we want to thank you for joining us. If you would be so kind, hit the subscribe button down below. Hit the like button. Let us know which one you are most excited for. I really want to know that. Which one? The one I'm most excited for might be the one I've already seen. I just didn't know it yet.
Oh man, there's 5 on here that could be my number one most excited.
There you go. And that's a great month. That's a great month. Also, we want to take a moment to thank our patrons.
Yes.
Without which we would not be able to do these episodes and new episodes that we have planned the coming year. This is going to be a great year. We're excited to come back with the Gruesome Guide. Let us know if you like these Gruesome Guides.
Yeah.
And Vanessa, thank you so much for joining me. This was a great time.
Yes, my pleasure. So excited to be back on the Gruesome Guides and have things to talk about and be excited about again. Just going to be a great year.
All right. Well, Happy New Year and
Happy New Year.
Bye-bye.
Bye.